Evening, guys. How are we doing? Welcome to the release night of South Western Expressways. I'm on, and Mark's on. He's here, I think. He was here.
I'm here. Hello,
He's
guys.
here. He's here. Welcome. So it's just myself and Mark this evening. We're going to be doing a run on the Torbay flyer scenario, which comes with the route. Which, if you've purchased the route, thank you very much so far. This is one of the contained scenarios. So we're using the JT67 for this. And we're starting at Westbury. We're going to go up the Avon Valley via Bath, Spa, and then onto Bristol. And then we're going to go along the line to Exeter St David's via Taunton. So we've not actually driven down this part of the route on stream. We've shown you bits, of course, over the time, but this is the first showing as a drive. So the only part after this tonight will be the section between Westbury and Coglow Junction via Froome and Castle or Castlecary. So we'll do that probably next week, and then we'll have covered all bases on the drives moving forward. Now, before we get started as well, alongside with tonight's stream, you've also got the promotion. We've got the promotion on. So it's been a while since we've done one of these, and it's for the 67 Advance with car carriers. That's on for 1 week, and you can pick that up for £9.99, €12.95, and also $14.99. So if you've not got that one, there's another one for you to have a look at there. Right, who is in? Who is in before we get going? So 125 City, good evening. Whitemead, Nigel, good evening, and hope you're enjoying the release. I also saw there's something to do with a support ticket that you was going to question. If you've got something to ask, fire away. We may be able to answer that on here. If not, obviously the support team will be able to get back to you as well when they're available to do so. Rob Powell, good evening. You're also making scenarios for the route as well whilst showing the route. Excellent, good stuff. Round night, good evening. Question of the night. Tom helped build the route. How many spads will he get? There is opportunity with this scenario, but fingers crossed, because I have driven it a couple of times. I know where we get held. So fingers crossed I don't get sidetracked. Good evening once again. So Yorks and Derby trains, good evening. Steve PBS as well, good evening. Well pleased with the route. Did one Charlie 83 scenario earlier. Excellent stuff. Good to hear you enjoying it, and thank you again there for your custom and purchase. TL9 Gaming, good evening. Scott is here. Scott is definitely he's here. He's here at some point. I know he's definitely around. Is he in? Not yet. I don't think he's in just yet, but he's going to be joining us at some point. So do look out. Real Squadron, good evening. Matthew 5774, good evening as well. Ben Appletree, good evening, of course. What's the news on the Hope Valley line? Be good for a route with pacers and sprinters to run on. There's going to be an update coming soon for that, so do look out. That won't be far, I don't think. I know Mark's going to be sorting some screenshots and stuff to send over to Scott on that. Ross, good evening. We're doing very well. How are you? How are we doing? Neil Tellett, good evening. Willow, good to see you as well. Bought the route as well. Excellent. Hope you're enjoying it. It's a discount on the JT 67, not S7. We haven't got an S7. Class 67, advanced with car carriers, that is. Evening, Rob Allen. Jake B, good evening. And if there's anyone else in there that's watching, good evening. Thank you for joining. Let's get ourselves in, get ourselves set up, and we'll get ourselves underway. We've got it's about a 2-hour run this one. So good morning. Please set up your cab and press T to load passengers at Westbury. We're in control of a rail tour visiting the famous Dartmouth Air Show. You'll be controlling as far as Exeter via Bath and Bristol. More information on the F1 briefing. Righty-o. Just going to put my steam into offline mode because I just realised I haven't done so. That's solid. We've got a few minutes here before we go as well.
Nigel, have you made sure you've got the Train Sim Academy ticked in your Steam DLC for Train Simulator? Sounds like you've not got the Train Sim Academy ticked if your skies are black, because that's where they references the weather from. And there is no career scenarios, they're all standard, but you should have more than 4, you should have 19 I believe it is. Evening, Jake.
Right. Some lights on. Some lights on as well. Doors should be open. They are. All the jumbo trains. So of course, South Western Expressways to Reading was released dinner time today, so just before midday. If you have purchased, thank you very much. Hope you're enjoying it so far. What we're going to be showing this evening is some sections we haven't driven down yet. So then we're starting at Westbury Station, and then we're going to be heading along the Avon Valley, of course, and via Bath, Bristol, and Exeter. Got a pair of 66s just leaving. There will be path in front of us, which will be fun.
I was just saying, Nigel, have you made sure, and if you go into your Steam account, so load up your Steam app, I can't remember exactly which screen it's on, but you can see what DLC you've got installed for Train Simulator. And it sounds to me like you've not got the Train Sim Academy ticked, as if you've unticked it and
I can run you through this
it.
actually. Hang on a second. Let me flip over to the other screen. So this if anyone has any issues with textures, Mark's just mentioning there, let me just put this onto there. It should hopefully bring the Steam page up. That one. Right. So if you open your Steam browser and then scroll down, and you'll look on the right hand side, and you'll see here where my mouse, you can't see it actually. It says DLC. So you'll see all the different DLCs. You can sort of see them highlighting now where I am. At the bottom, you'll see Manage My DLC. If you click that, it'll open up another little window, and it'll load everything up. And what you'll see is what you have ticked and unticked. So some stuff, if it's unticked, obviously it's uninstalled. Now you can search as well. So if you type in, just put Academy, there you go. So Academy shows up. So it's called Academy UK US German Training Zone. Just give that a tick if it's unticked. It'll download itself automatically, and then you'll have your ground texture issue that'll go. And I think it also accounts for the sky. Am I right, Mark? I think it's the weather stuff as well comes through there.
Yeah, that's where it references the weather from that.
Yeah. Also, the other two things you do also need, if you haven't got them enabled, is the European Loco and Asset Pack. So again, if you type in Euro, to put Euro in, it'll come up there. Train Simulator, Euro, Loco Asset Pack. And also the other one for this route, you do need the US one as well. So if you type in US, there it is. So US, it's the second one down for me. US Loco and Asset Pack. If you've got them all ticked, you'll be good. If you haven't obviously got them there, you'd have to purchase them separately as a requirement in the route. And that is how you do it really in a nutshell. It's quite an easy way of doing it. You can do it another way. You can right tick the game, but I find this way is a lot quicker because you can't do the search function if you right click on the game. But hopefully that helps some of you out. I know we do see that one quite a lot, to be fair, with the textures, the texture issues. So at least we can point you in the right direction on that one. Why me? Notch 7 towards the red. I'm not doing notch 7 to a red. I know I'm bad, but I'm not that bad. I don't think. Right, yeah, so.
Another quick look. Let's see what's going on. I'm sure there was another AI supposed to come into it. Just seems to have said that they've not got this scenario. It's underground Gary, so he's not got this scenario. It should have. We'll check the files to make sure everything's as it should be. We're not seeing any mass reports of.
No, we did a run through this morning to make sure everything was there, because we did a load up of all scenarios to be sure before we approved everything, so that's quite a strange one. But we'll have a double check on that, definitely, just to see.
Possibly may add to quarries. I mean, there's lots of different potential extensions. There's stuff like Paddington as well, which is one of the potential extensions. There's all sorts of things that can be done, so they'd be on a list of potential ones. Whether they actually happen or not, so no matter. Josh Trent says he's doing this run now. That means it must be in the installer. Have you made sure you're filtering your scenarios properly? Just clicking on the standard tab, Gary. Making sure that they're all on there. If that fails, then I would advise trying to reinstall the route. And have you made sure? Well, obviously you should have made sure that you're on the new route, because obviously the old route will still be in your library. The one you want to be loading is just train South Western Expressways -Reading. That's the one that you want to be trying to load, because that's the new version.
I'm just knocking the game sound a little bit there, just so it's not droning everything out, so it can be heard. Still at a decent level though.
Flexing 1976. Does the route include the old South Western Expressways route? Yes, it does. It's all been reworked, so it's had various bits of scenic upgrades, some less than others, some more than others. Some entire towns, for instance, have been rebuilt, and in some areas it's mostly track that's been done, grass and stuff like that. But the whole route's had a revamp, and you'll see as we get to places like Bath where there's, it's unrecognisable from what it was.
The year for this is based around 2010. I mean, you can get away with everything probably until where the flyover came in at Reading. So anything before then you can get away with scenarios, and again before 2010 you can get away with that sort of stuff as well. So we're not going to race right ahead here because I know the next signal is either going to be yellow or red. We have got the 66s ahead of us.
That would just be a fun adding those in, because I wanted to make sure that we had something to give us a bit of challenge, because the times are really slack on this section.
Yeah, it's gone yellow. Yeah, 2005 you could do that spotted southeast. There would be no issues with scenarios, I don't think, in that year. So we're at Hawker Ridge Junction. So the curve coming on the right hand side is the line which comes in from Reading. So we're going to be calling at Trowbridge, Bath Spa, Bristol Temple Meads, Taunton and Exeter.
Nigel, I know Sparkman have replied to you yet. Hopefully they'll be able to help you out. Have you tried reinstalling the route? That's one of the other things I can imagine you might need to do. Did you make sure, I think it's in a zip file, so did you make sure it was fully unzipped properly and everything? And also again the same question, I assume you're trying to load just trains, South Western Expressways, Reading, because the name's changed obviously. In reply to Mick Rowe, what's happening to the Oak Valley, there'll be a new endev for that, so there'll be lots of new screenshots and stuff, and that should be, I would imagine, in the next couple of weeks, because we've got quite a lot to show on that. I'm not going to show it all at once, but there's quite a lot been going on.
Yeah, it's looking very good.
Scenery's well on the way from Ardwick Junction, most of the way to Cowburn Tunnel now, once I believe, from what I've heard today, which I haven't checked yet, so there's certainly quite a lot actually being done on there.
Quite a few decent sized sections on this bit. So a little bit of stop and start for a short while, but we do get a bit of a lick on in a bit. Again, we do get held up a little bit further down the line. I think somewhere after Taunton, if I remember correctly.
Yeah,
it's
quite a varied scenario. You sort of get to the sections where you're doing like now, we're following the trend, then you get a chance to run out 100 mile an hour. On the section south of Bristol, so you get a good variety of speeds and everything. It's based on an actual rail tour that ran with this contest and everything, 2010, August of 2010 was, I think.
Yeah, I think it is. I mean, the rest of it can go. Yeah, August 2010. So yeah, driving the Torbay flyer of August 2010 between Westbury and Exeter St David's. Unusually routed via Bath Spa, Bristol Temple Meads and Taunton. The timings are Westbury at 9:50 to 54, Trowbridge at 10:05 to 10:08, Bath Spa 10:28 to 10:30, Bristol Temple Meads at 10:44 to 10:47, Taunton at 11:28 to 11:29, and arriving at Exeter St David's at 11:54. And our max speed is 100 miles per hour. As well, we may not hit them times because I think, am I right, Mark? It ran a little bit late as well.
Yeah, so those are the real timings, but the thing runs a bit late as you go along. So you do essentially run to the timings in the listener. So you should get. I think you basically end up back on time by the end of it.
I think there's
loads of recovery time built into the schedule. So just try and make it a bit more engaging to drive.
Evening, Matt. The concentration tongues out of that. Can't wait to do the stopping scenarios between Reading and Bedwin. There is one of them included. There is a Reading to Bedwin to get you going. A bit slippy. Robert Neva, good evening. Hunter has bought the route today, tried to load up the Class 67 Just Trains scenario. It came up with errors. What sort of errors did you see there? Is there anything you can sort of indicate on there? I mean, if it's too much to obviously explain in a message, you can drop a support message. You can drop screenshots as well of any errors that are popping up, and we'll do our very best to get that sorted with you as soon as possible, sort of put you in the right direction. It could be a reskin you could be missing. If it's showing us a reskin, do check the manual, and it'll tell you what stuff you need per scenario. Slippy this one.
Oh, why it's slippy?
Might be with the JT one. There's two different ones. This scenario's done twice as well, so there's one for the AP67 and also with our JT one. There's an option for each. Loco too loud. You can turn the game down a little bit. If we turn it down anymore, it'll be turned off. I'll put my microphone up a little bit more there as well, hopefully it'll sort you out. So we've got a yellow, well, it's the repeat. Oh, it's just gone green, so we're alright. So we are clear into Trowbridge Station now, so that's good.
So yeah, we go along here, we get through Trowbridge and we turn left at Bradford Junction, and we start heading down the Avon Valley there. So we go through places like Avon Cliff and under the Dundas Aqueduct and the Avon Cliff Aqueduct as well. So we get all sorts of little bits going on.
You've got Ladybank Aqueduct as well before Bradford Junction.
Lady Down. Yeah.
Lady Down, sorry. Ladybank's in Scotland, isn't it?
Yes, that's north end at 5 Circle. Yeah.
Get me wrong locations. It's down to 50 just before the station as well. We're also on 67-005 and no, it's just one. I thought it was one on the rear then. No, it's just a single one on this. I think we also see there's a top and tail one, isn't there? As an AI, I think. Is it the Taunton one?
No, it's when it's when they were running the guys can't talk. They were running the Taunton to Cardiff services with 67s and 57s as well in summer of 2010. So you get a bit of a mix. Quite a lot of AI in this as you get around the Bristol area. As is the nature with this route, you sort of get bits where it's really busy and bits when it's a bit quiet. It's weird.
Yeah, you do get some interesting different bits of AI in these scenarios. So we do get some where it goes really, really quiet for a good while, and then it just all of a sudden it just goes really, really busy.
No, you shouldn't have 11 in free roam, Nigel. You should only have
four free roams. Sounds like the opposite way around, I'd say.
Yeah, not sure why that's doing that. That'll be something that support will have to help with because we can't do much about that at the minute. They will reply to you, it's just how busy they will be at the minute. Yes, Matthew, you do get a quick drive with them. I know we said before, at least we weren't intending to do them, but Benedict Cooper kindly offered to do some quick drives for it, and he did them, and they've got full AI and everything. So, yeah, it does come with quick drive. Very happy to say.
No much
that like them.
There's quite a lot of options with the quick drives as well. There's loads of different locations, start points, end points, going vias and stuff like that. So, yeah, some quite interesting runs there as well. we have a couple of minutes here, I think, actually.
Yeah, you do have a little, it's a pick-up stop, so you get a few seconds here, then you go, as soon as we leave here, you go straight under the aqueduct at Lady Down.
Yeah.
I thought you had procedural floor on for a minute then.
No, definitely not.
So I mean, Trowbridge hasn't had much work done because it was one of the better sort of custom models from the original route. The thing we did do with it was made sure that the platform was actually at the right height, and I think some gauging was done on it as well.
It was clipping the trains, and it was a little bit off the ground, so we've managed to get the old source files, and Will's been do some fixes and that, so obviously you can see now the clearance is correct, and also the height of the platform, it's not floating or anything like that. There was an LOD issue as well with the posters inside here, so we've sorted that now as well, so they don't disappear when you look away at different angles. So minor bits and pieces that we've been able to do on some of the original stuff. Obviously, also again with Benedict, he put a selection of new textures together for the original Bristol to Exeter platforms. So those have all been updated to give them a nice improvement. Not a problem, Nigel. Yeah, hopefully get it sorted soon. I wouldn't think it'd be too long. I'd probably expect them to be with me the next day, probably tomorrow, probably. There's plenty of them with the team. A couple of them are on holiday, but there is definitely people still there. So just keep with it. They'll soon be with you. Glad to hear, Ben. Excellent. Quite a short run, that one, actually, but there's actually quite a bit of variety in AI as well. There's a few freight trains on there as well. You get one to pass you. It's quite a cool little run.
It's an interesting little branch, that one. It's
I didn't realise freight
quite
went down
deep and stuff. So you probably get if you get a decent load of freight up there, quite a good pull there.
Yeah, again, I didn't realise freight went down there until I saw one on the timetable at Scenario. Like, oh, alright then. It come from was it Wotton, Bassett, Wooton? Which one is it? Because Mark said it's not Wooton.
It's Wotton.
Wotton.
Or as it's otherwise known, Tanmere Bassett.
Tanmere Junction.
Bristol, the old Bristol to Exeter. Bristol to Exeter was originally part of this route, and that's why you get the discount if you owned Bristol to Exeter previously, obviously. So this route originally was a duplicate of Bristol to Exeter, so the Western Main Lines one is actually a totally different route in terms of who it was built by and how it was built, if that makes sense. So yes, they are the same route, but they're different versions of the same route. Oh, they're heading to Taunton HST, that's a good one, because it sort of stops at loads of places.
Just see the 66 from outside Bristol, Temple Meads. That was my favourite scenario, that one. That was one I think I went grey-haired over. It was a fun one to make. There's definitely a few grey hairs occurred. It's a long scenario.
Yeah, it's a very long scenario, yeah. I know you had a lot of fun making it.
I knew it would be probably the most awkward one to make when I started making it, and it definitely was. Slippy.
The fastest scenario that there is in the route is the 1A74, I think it is. That's the one from Exeter to Reading. You get a few signal checks, but other than that you only stop at Taunton and you're pretty much straight through otherwise. So you get a really good fast lick on there.
Probably will be the one we'll do next week, I think, so we can get that other part of route in. Hey, excellent stuff, Matt.
If you message JC Support, Rob, I'm not sure how it'll work, but I would imagine they'll sort that for you if you show them some sort of proof of purchase or something. I don't know how it works.
I think they've done stuff like that before. They did it with the Voyager when we did the advanced upgrade. They did accommodate for people with this, so yeah, if you just drop them a message and that, they'll obviously ask for maybe some, I don't know, maybe a proof of purchase or something, or if you can prove or something, I don't know. I'm sure they'll be able to sort it out for you.
The 180-minute one, yeah, that needs the AP66.
Yes. This is a laid down aqueduct coming up, so we'll look at that in a minute. Just get ourselves down to 40 there.
So yeah, the discount codes for Bristol to Exeter customers, there was problems with those earlier on. That got fixed about 5 p.m. I think it was, or something like that
Yeah,
just
something
before.
like
So you'd be able to do it that way. Yeah, if you message them, Rob, they should be able to sort you out. I can't see them saying no. I mean, I can't speak for them, but I can't see that not happening. But there you go. Yeah, if you get in touch with support, say Scott sent you and they'll help you out.
that. Excellent. Good evening, Scott. So this is Bradford Junction. So the single line is the one that goes down to Chippenham, so that is also included. It's about 7 or 8 mile branch with Melksham Station on it.
Yep, Scott.
Evening, Seamus.
Yeah, evening, Seamus.
Second time in a few days having time to oneself. It's nice to have time to oneself.
Yeah, this is where we start eventually going along the Avon Valley route. So we'll go along here and we'll go through the tunnel before Bradford and Avon. That's where we'll sort of go on the Avon Valley proper from there onwards. And that'll lead us through to Bathampton Junction and then through Bath as well. It's quite a really twisty sort of route and fun to drive on.
Quite rural, this section. Nice countryside area. So we'll go through a few stations in this section as well. So we've got Bradford on Avon, we then have Avon Halt, and then Freshford. I think in that correct order as well.
Yeah, you're doing quite well. I love this little bit as you come into Bradford and Avon as you go sort of over the river and stuff.
Oh, is this the first? It's where you go over the bridge and the crossing into the tunnel, isn't it?
Yeah. I love the sort of curve as you're going over the river.
All the elevated curves.
Yeah, over the little sort of bridge. Yeah, Avon is a challenging stop actually. It's when you're stopping in TS, you have to line up properly.
I've certainly not had to reverse back.
I thought to reverse back.
It was nice from Trowbridge to Chippenham. Run that after the Castle Carey and Bristol Temple Mead run. Excellent stuff. Hope you're enjoying. Rose Squadron had some bad news last night. I'm sorry to hear. I hope it's. I do hope it's nothing extremely bad.
In a minute we'll go through Avon. So that really is it's a really small station.
Had a bit of work there as well, haven't we? So well, look at that.
Yeah, that's one of the places where it's sort of done a bit more changes to the routes. The original route actually was missing the aqueduct. It was just like some Coogee bridge, and the track was like it is now. It was really close together, whereas in reality it's meant to be quite wide apart because there's a bridge parapet in the middle. So that's one of the areas we did quite a lot of work there to try and make that work properly. See you later, Nigel. Thanks for joining.
See you later, Nigel. Rose, very, very sorry to hear that. I hope he makes a speedy recovery very soon. I'm very sorry to hear that.
Yeah. I agree with that. Yeah, I hope he makes a very speedy recovery there. Sorry to hear.
This is the Avon Halt. So this is the new aqueduct. So we did actually show the aqueduct off a few weeks ago. But again, we'll take a nice little look there. So again, this replaced as Mark put in there before the one of the Coogee bridges that was there. I don't even think the canal went over, did it, Mark, originally?
I don't know what went over. I mean, there was a little bit of a sort of a nod to the canal over it,
Yeah.
but we wanted to make sure it had something that at least resembled it. I mean, it's not massive detail or anything because it's not seen from the cab, but we just wanted to make sure there was a nod to it in there.
And you can see as well where the track pulls itself away, obviously goes a little bit wider in alignment. and it obviously makes way for the bridge for the post in between there, and then it'll join itself back up just on the bend over there. We've got new canal loss here as well, all matching in, all tidying up nicely there. Some new ones with some paths. It's nice to always have some new canal lofts. There's some new canal locks as well. You'll see in some areas. Going up to Limply Stoke. Is it Limpy Stoke then?
Well, we got Freshford first, don't forget.
Yeah, Freshford is coming now as well. So the Freshford's actually been made as a brand new custom station. It's not a huge station as such. There's not much in terms of clutter. It's quite a small station with very minor bits on it really. But we wanted to have something to reflect a custom model, as obviously everything else has been done to a custom standard. So this would have been the only one that wouldn't have been done. Am I right, Mark? If we'd left it.
Yeah, it needed a bit of work, so we decided to just get a custom done of it. Adds a nice little bit to this section.
It's got a custom bridge on it as well.
So that was originally just a basically. I don't know if it was Kuju. It had some non-Kuju bits. I think it was just some retexturing and stuff that had gone on. Yeah, you get a red on this scenario up Hampton for a
you do.
few seconds.
Yeah.
A couple of minutes because you wait for an HST. I think it is to go ahead of you.
There's a stop of some form of passenger service. I think it's a HST. I think you get brought in behind it up to Bath.
Oh, I didn't like Freshford. For me, it had to be done. I wasn't a fan of it.
We could always send you the old one back, Whitemead. Just the old disused station there. We'll give you a wave as well, Josh, when we pass it, or behind you or whatever. Sort of wave to you. Evening Stretch, how are we doing? The route's looking nice, just need a day off now in order to buy it. Thank you very much for the kind words there.
Then I meant you were coming up to the Dundas Aqueduct.
We are.
The bigger one on this section.
It's the one I tied up the other day, weren't it, for you? Just finished off.
If that was too many HSTs. Shouldn't be too many HSTs. It was done from the working. Which scenario was it? Because there might be one. If I've made one purposely run late to interact with the area a bit more, then that might be why you saw more than you were expecting. If it was the Froome one, then in which case that might be what it was. Sure, if you look hard enough, Whitemead, you'll find a bad Tom somewhere.
It could be a bad Mark as well.
Well, yeah.
Could be. It's a joint job, this part. So this is the new aqueduct section. You've got the sort of T junction there as well. It goes into one of our new canal locks, which Callum put together. Obviously drops down the level and then heads off over. I think there's a little marina somewhere around there, sort of like only a small section of canal. But yeah, that's all done there. You've got also going over the river there as well.
Yeah, I mean it's not massively detailed because obviously you can't see anything for it. So
quite interesting bridges these. The big arch, and it's got the double arches inside it.
Yeah.
Thank you for the kind words, Rob.
Yeah, cheers, Rob.
As well, we wouldn't be in the position where we are obviously today without the work from Peter and Paul Jeans. Obviously, they were the two devs that worked on the route prior to our takeover as well. But we've got the plaque as well. We're going to show you in a bit when we get down to Taunton to commemorate.
The water textures, that'll be just because some of them are lofted off, so you see the...
Yeah, so what you'll see, water decals will be on top of the bridge and then it'll go into the loft. That's where you got the differences, slight differences on how they look. We couldn't have got a loft through there. With all the different
obviously, ideally they're all the other way round, but it was in terms of having them all placed as decals, but it'd take you about 50 years to actually put them in.
Obviously, if there's any grading changes as well in the loft as such, you've got to obviously try and tilt them down and match them all up. It's quite a lengthy process. Ryan the Guy, good evening. Thank you very much for the follow. Thanks for the customer loyalty discount and the JT points. You got this for 90, just under 19. Excellent stuff.
So we're just coming up to, we got the distance signal there, the repeater signal, so now we're coming down towards the stop that we'll get at Bathampton. Shouldn't be a long stop, it'll just be
No, I
all
don't
like
think it is,
HT, be a HT on the Great Western Main Line across, well they said not the main line, but the section from Chippenham going across Bathampton, so we'll follow that into Bath then.
Not going to race towards the signal because it might change to yellow by the time we get to it. D1015, excellent. Some thrash. Countdown balls now. We may actually still get a red. Just keep it rolling. 9 times out of 10 though, usually roll up to the signal, stop and it'll just ping to yellow. I think it just does it on purpose and makes you wait. Maybe not this time though, I think we are going to be actually stopping.
Yeah, I much prefer the old Reading to the new Reading. I just think, I don't know. New Reading's obviously nice and slick and everything, but the old one, I just prefer it for being an old style station and everything.
I find a lot more atmosphere. I think it's got a lot
I don't know
more
if I call it
character to it.
atmosphere, it's just, well, I won't say it's character personally, it's just I don't know, I just prefer it.
You get proper trains through there as well.
That's not starting the proper trains debate.
Sorry team.
Why don't you go up to Bathampton and see if you can see the HST going past?
Hey, what's wrong is Dr. Red? I know I'm going to wow you with some proper driving, hopefully.
Steady on. Not likely.
Hopefully. Fingers crossed.
Yeah, that's what I thought with those canopies. It'd be getting really sort of like exposed, isn't it? Because it's so high up, it looks very cold. And the word I would use to describe Old Reading is it looks warm, and it always was like quite. I always went on warm summer's evenings. That's why probably warm. Stupid thing to say, actually.
We had a
I imagine
bird
it was a bit
moment.
different in the a bit different in the middle of December.
Gosh, how long we're stopping here? How long we got? Where is it?
Well, I said we go and have a look for it.
Oh, it's coming now.
Yeah, it's taking a little bit longer than I thought it would actually. Though I'm not sure why it's taking so long, but
Maybe the trains are a little bit faster on the JT one, I don't know, because obviously there's the 2 different versions, isn't there?
I always remember the one thing about Reading that I always remember is whenever we went to get on a rail tour there, it was the one station where it used to be an absolute nightmare for knowing platforms. They never used to show which platform it was on the boards. Some of them used to show, obviously, charter service or whatever on the departure boards. Reading, I don't think, it really never did that. And you'd never get an announcement from station staff. And more than one occasion, we've been stood on the bridge waiting for it to come and actually having to see where it takes the crossovers. It comes either from Reading Spur Junction or off the main line, actually having to wait and watch and see what line it's on and see which platform it goes and then run down the steps to get on the damn thing.
And then do a mad dash.
Then do a mad dash, literally a mad dash to get on. When you could have been there an hour before, you started to run to get on the damn thing.
Then they're hurrying up. Hurry up! Tracy Guy, good evening, and Hugh Griffith Sturgis, good evening as well.
Evening both.
Shouldn't be too far off that, it's just coming around the other bend, you should see it in a minute. Unless it appears to be a set of couplings. Hopefully not.
You might have to just move your camera about a
Yeah,
little
we'll
bit.
see. I can hear it. I can just about hear it on its way around. Just coming around that bend now. Is it a train? Or is it couplers?
Yeah, we used to end up with mad dashes there, like I say, quite a lot
It's
of it.
couplers.
We'll move the camera around.
There it is. Wish there was a fix for that. Not a problem, Hugh.
We should get the signal as soon as that clears the next one, which is at the end of that loop. We should get the signal to follow that into Reading.
Into Reading.
But yeah, Bath, I mean.
Reading twined with Bath.
It's because we've talked about Reading so much, I've just got Reading on my mind now.
There we go. Get some sand down.
Where's sand from?
It's slipping. It's coming up wheel slipping.
That'd be an interesting scenario idea, that actually, Ben. The Glastonbury shores. Did they run like extra services, I assume, for that? Did they go to Taunton or how did they work?
That'd be quite a good one to do as well as a scenario, as you just said, because we've got them barriers, haven't we, as a custom asset for the scenarios. You could actually just wind loads of barriers down, just stick all the people up in queues. Some scenes. They're all day doing it, like, but it'd be quite cool.
Sounds like a Whitemead one, but he's retired, unfortunately. So.
Whitemead retired. It's a sad thing.
I assume those to put on some extra, because I know when we're looking at the timetable for some of these, there's like some parts where there's a 2-hour gap between Castle Carey and Taunton. It's crazy. So we're joining on
for the follow.
Joining onto the Chippenham line now. So coming up to Bath Barn, just over about a couple of miles time. I can't see the thing on Tom's screen because the border.
We are due to arrive at 10:31, so 2.1 miles. Can't quite see what the next signal is. Green.
Yeah, it should be on greens here because that is just till a motor straight to Bath.
I'll have a look into that and see if I can find some gen out on the shuttles. So we're going through Sydney Gardens in a moment.
But yeah, this is where the Sydney Gardens. This is where probably on this section the most intense amount of reworking was done is around this area at Bath. So from as we come under this footbridge, right through to Oldfield Park is completely rebuilt essentially. And obviously Sydney Gardens, there wasn't really anything there before. We've now got some new wall lofts and everything that sort of had the feel to it, and then we've got all the bridges and stuff. Which wants to try and make that feel of it.
There's loads of new bridges as well that have been made for it. Just have a quick fly through because otherwise we'll get stuck at and caught out by this signal. I'll just take you for a quick look at the bridges and that. So yeah, there's all different ones. There's detail going on with them.
Yeah,
There
so
goes
this is
to the
basically just before you before they put the so just before they put all the fencing and stuff behind the wall. That's when this is set. And they've ruined it all. I think they've got like some sort of temporary fence there, some metal thing. It's awful.
Love the transition to from the like dark to the white texture.
Yeah.
Grubbiness to it. Sugar. That's a short block. Just realised
Yeah,
how
this
short
one
that
is
sugar
a
is.
this one is a short block. I thought we might get a spaddy. I didn't say anything because I wanted a spad.
I know there's signals here to catch us on the way in because I know that services that thinking we're alright. I just forget how short them ones are next to each other.
I guess the idea is you're supposed to come into the entrance of that cutting at 55 and you would see it at a fair distance away.
It's alright, I've seen it. New tunnel miles on this side as well.
Yeah, there are new tunnel miles on there as well, so we replaced a lot of Kuju there basically is what was there. He's not been drinking tonight, I'm told.
I haven't. Behaving. We're not due in for another minute or two yet, so we probably will be held for a short moment here. Even Speedbird. So Mark's done a bit of reworking all around here as well. Got new arches in here as well, new arch viaduct. Quite cool. That's all been put in.
Yeah, there was
rebuilt a
this
lot of
viaduct was rebuilt, and then the whole thing under the viaduct was essentially redone there.
All new detailing around the track sides there. Got new church there as well. That's the new church. Which one's that?
I can't remember what his name is. We got Bath Abbey, and then I don't know if the other one's St John's or something like that.
I think that's it. Yeah,
is.
St John's. The other one, St Michael's, is near Bedwin. So that's St John's, and you've also got the Bath Abbey as well. So that's another one.
So yeah, so you get the two of those because the reason we did those is because they stand out on the skyline, obviously. So we wanted to give you that feel as you're going away from Bath or approaching Bath from the other side. So you see out the skyline. Because obviously there's just a Kuju church in there.
You get a good view of it, like if you're coming in from Oldfield Park. A lot more open there. Giving up midweek drinking for a bit, trying to be good. Yeah, I think probably for the best myself as well. Lockdown, I was always having a beer. Not like mass excesses, but it's easy to go and grab one. Do you need the DG 67 or advanced one? There's two versions. So we're using the JT version of the scenario. There is also one that uses the DG 67 and the AP enhancement pack on top. Sorry if I just jumped in on there, Mark.
I was just going to answer the same question. So I was just going to say, even if it's Speedbird, and also where is it from and to. So it's quite a complicated one because it's a big sort of network. So you've got the entirety of Bristol to Exeter. You've got Bristol then to Westbury via Bath Spa. You've also got Bath Hampton Junction across to Chippenham. You've got the Melksham branch. You've got Coglow Junction then across to Reading as well. So you get a network of about 220 miles in there. And glad to see you got that sort of going. I do feel like we're going to get a few people with that problem.
Yeah, we'll get there. We'll get there.
I think there's Tom will show you the map in a minute.
I
when
will.
we stop at Bath.
I will.
He'll show the map. There is some diagram in the manual, but I don't think it's a full diagram. I think it shows mainly the east side of the route.
No, I
for some
think it
reason.
shows a lot of it, but I think it's sort of like scattered along the manual. I don't think it's all together. I think it's sort of like slotted in different places.
The manual is quite comprehensive if you want to take a look at that. Yeah, it's 80 pages long. It's a really big manual. Hello, Volvo trucker.
Good evening, Volvo. How are we doing?
Oh, the icon was courtesy of Mr. Will. He loves his icons.
Right, we'll do the map first. So we'll start off on the right side. We'll start over
Which
it.
which first bus depot get Volvo? I imagine there's quite a few across the network.
We have a sort of like a coach company bus depot sort of thing at Reading on the curve. There is some sort of like, I'm not sure if it's a coach company to be quite honest, but there is something there. Will modelled the Abbey. I said Will Abbey the model. Oh God. Right. So looking at the map on the far right, obviously to the east is where Reading is. So that's the far east starting point. Now of course you go along there via many places such as you got Newbury, Hungerford, you got Bedwin, Pewsey, and then on to Westbury. So continuing on, you got Frome, Bruton, Castle Carey, then along the sort of like the long section with no stations, they call it the desert, up to Coglow Junction. Then continuing on to Taunton, Tiverton Parkway, and down to Exeter. Aidan Braun, good evening, thank you for the like. Go back up to Coglow, and you can continue to you've got Bridgewater, Highbridge and Burnham. I always forget which one that is. And then you got the sort of the little loop spur section, which takes you down to Weston-super-Mare, Weston Milton, back down to Wall. You've got Yatton, and then you've got Nelson and Backwell. You've also got Parson Street over here. And then you've got Bedminster and into Bristol. You've got the depots, of course. You've got Barton Hill. You've also got St Philip's Marsh HST depot. And then we continue along towards Bath. So you've got the stations at Freshford. Freshford. Keynsham. Sorry. And then you've got Oldfield Park. I feel like I've missed a station there. Have I missed a station? No, I haven't. Yeah, no, I haven't. Bath Spa. I'm losing it. Bathampton Junction, and then onwards down to Chippenham. And then you've also got the Melksham branch here, with Melksham Station there. And then you've got, if you go back to Bathampton, we go along the Avon Valley, which we've just been driving down. So you've got Freshford, and then you've got Avon Holt. Got that right there. So you've got Bradford on Avon, Bradford Junction down to Trowbridge, and then down to Westbury again. That's the route in a nutshell. About 230 miles all in for the route. Also, Bath's had a bit of work, hasn't it, as well, Mark? Do you want to go through the bits and pieces that Will's done with Bath?
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't a massive rework. So the textures, anyone that had the vision of it will know just how shiny and stuff they were. So we only got, again, the source files quite late on, but Will was able to manage to get rid of the really bad texturing work on the main station, so it's no longer like shining and stuff. And then we put some new clutter on it as well, just to sort of bring it up to a decent enough standard.
Got the new the trap ballast textures on top as well, hasn't it? As well. Did he redo this bridge as well? The new texture. Was that the same one?
No, he redid that one because it was really shiny.
Obviously, then Mark's redone all the river around the station as well and given that a tidy up. Again, Will's pieced together these viaducts either side, so he's managed to make a match up with the existing model on that, and also on the other side as well. So this is another new. I think this is this bit here with the turrets.
Yeah, the whole bit with the
And this
turrets
bit
is
down
new
here
to
into
the whole thing is a new
it goes
thing.
all the way down here. That bridge there as well.
Just to give it the basic sort of look and feel.
I'm sure I saw more water than in Bath. It depends how if you don't turn the tap off or not, I think. we got here? A moment.
Signal B14. There's one of the signals around that area. B14, I think, is the one that we need to look into a bit more. It's been causing some real problems. So that one particularly, that rings a bell. So that's the one that we're going to be looking at more. Evening, Keith. Hope you're
Evening,
keeping
Keith.
well.
Good to see you. Balls for you. It looks so much better. Feels more like Bath at last. Nice one. Thank you very much for the kind words.
In terms of the colours of the bridge, yeah, I think could do a little bit of dirt on it, possibly for a service pack. That's something that can be done.
Definitely take note on that.
Yeah, that signal needs looking at. We've tried all sorts. We've tried replacing it. We've tried playing around with it and seeing what's wrong with it. It just will not play ball. So it'll be a case of now we've got time with service packs if we can do any more with it.
CK, good evening. Nice to see you, mate. How are you doing? Just bought the route. Can't wait to give it a go. Excellent stuff. Hope you enjoy it. Thank you very much. LNR fan, good evening as well. Looks like real life. Always good to know we've done something right if it looks like real life. Right, next up is Bristol Temple Meads. Platform 12 for this as well. Good to be doing well, CK. Class 67 for this one, Keith. Do you need the old route for this? Nope, you don't need the old one. Basically, this is the new route. So the old one got took off sale. Anyone that had the old route, it'll stay on your account. And as far as I'm aware, I think you can have them both installed if you wish to, because they're under different route IDs. But as far as I'm aware, the new one will obviously overwrite some of the texture files off the old one, because the assets are in the same location anyway. So obviously you got the old one in first, put the new one in, you might get some new texture on some of the other stations, to be quite honest, before. But yeah, the two separate route ID folders. So the old one was seen, I think it was just named South Western Expressways, quite far down the list, but this new one is now named as just trains at South Western Expressways - Reading. So it's in the same area as our other routes. I mean, I've got both installed. I've got the other one on there. I've never had any issues.
Probably not TTSG, because I think you'd need to.
You probably have to move and then do a lot of modifying, I would have thought.
Yeah, you have to do a lot of fixing, because there's quite a lot of areas that have had the track completely ripped up.
Excellent. Scott just put a load of FAQs in there as well, so if there's any sort of things that may help you out there, do give them a read. Oldfield Park.
Yeah, that's one of the cool little signs there, the shutdown engine sign they had on there.
I do like that sort of stuff. Little signs, I think they just make it a little bit more sort of like atmosphere and character to the area. I love that as well. The Oldfield Park with the stones.
Tom doing his. I thought Dodge was going to sort you out with a Somerset and Devon phrase, but.
Oh, thank you. Very kind of you. Simple, good evening. I'll pop in and have a look at the new route. Thank you very much for joining us. Oldfield Park, great for train spotting. Take note. Good Twerton Tunnel as well now. So Twerton short, and then Twerton long.
Oh, Bristol.
Bristol. Bristol Temple Meads next. It's a rake of Mark 1s and 2 on the rear. Yes. Yeah,
Yeah,
Mark 2 on the rear.
Yeah.
Guess it's all Mark 1.
Evening, Matt. Looking forward to having some scenarios there.
Evening, Matt. Thank you. Yeah, definitely. I can't wait. I'm sure we'll see something rather interesting from yourself.
Yes, Seagood, we did do that one, Noise. It was Barry P that brought that to our attention just last week, so that one got made. The Noise sound all worn off and bits of paint missing and stuff.
You and James, thought we're live. I will have a look at your message in a bit, mate. Yeah, definitely I will. Evening, Jake.
Evening, Jake. This is the Just Trains Advanced 67, so it's not the DTG or AP pack one. There is a scenario that uses the AP one though for people that own that one, so the same scenario has just been duplicated, so you can use it on that. Which MSCS route is that, Seagood?
Beast. Marcus 213, thank you very much for the follow. Jellybean, good evening. As well, again, the Class 67 Advanced Car Carrier Pack is currently on sale for the week at £9.99. I will pop that. How's that? I can't remember what it's under.
Well done.
I forgot what my commands are. It's been that long since we've done a promotion. It will pop up anyway. It will pop up over the course of the stream. I can't actually remember. I can't remember what it's down as. That's bad. It's been that long since we've done a promotion. I forgot. But yeah, £9.99. That is for a week as well. Discount. Can't remember. I'm gonna have a look.
It did do it a minute ago. It's just literally.
That might be why.
A bit further up.
No, it's not discount because it would have done it for me. I'll just go and have a look, it'll be a lot quicker.
Everyone's trying it now. Nobody's going to what it is.
There definitely is one there.
You're as good at this bit as you are the driver.
Oh, it's not. It's on the timer. We don't have it like it'll come up on the timer. But what I'll do is put it in a second.
Welcome to Just Guess the Command.
Yeah. Well, I haven't got the command. I took it out because I've got it on a timer anymore. So that thing's gone. I'll put it through on the restream section, so it'll go through to all the channels.
So now not only can you not remember, you've completely broken it as well.
No, I changed it ages ago. It was easier to have it on a timer rather than like have people just keep trying to like spam it, basically.
Why have you just posted a link to the product?
That's for the 67, just for the actual promotion.
Oh, it keeps coming up every 5 minutes anyway, mate.
I think it's every quarter of an hour.
There's a product not found on it. Quiet me, have you just written that bit? What is that?
For what?
Why me to type in spurious messages to make it look like the Nightbot thing's doing stuff?
998, that's probably not that far off, to be quite fair. Raymond Scudamore, thank you very much for the like. Good evening.
I think 990 has been a bit generous, to be
I'd
honest.
say 999 at least.
No, that's what people think when they're driving behind you. 100 mile an hour is the maximum permitted, although they did design them for 125, but I think the brakes that they basically said they weren't suitable for 125. Wait, does Span actually do something here?
No, it was on the other one, on TSTV. You used to have a counter.
Oh, I thought
So it used to
everyone
count
could
every
do
time
that.
I would have spad. So if someone put that exclamation mark spad, it would just add it to the count.
Everyone's just typing it in and doing it that way.
Everyone's hoping it's going to do something. It won't do anything. Potato. Yeah, we could have that for Matt. How many potatoes has he planted this year? That was going to say it's St Anne's tunnel cutting. So this used to be a tunnel. They took the top off. Am I right for am I right for widening?
Why?
Am I right for widening? My God. Help.
God.
I'm getting all tongue twisted. It was a tunnel. Many, many years ago.
So this is where the signals have been a little bit funky. These next two are the two that we need to look at.
I'll be in the week, Speedbird.
Yeah, these are the ones. There's a couple around Bristol that are really proving quite problematic. But obviously, we can't delay the release because the two signals are really causing problems.
So we roll up to it first and see what happens on the AWS.
Certainly, the ones. These are the ones that are top of the list for looking at.
This one caught me out because I didn't realise it was mine because it's quite far to the left.
Well, this one I saw it was working before, so I'm not quite sure what's happened to it.
I've had to tab it.
Yeah.
I've got the ground signal.
Very strange.
You wouldn't be
And the
TS without
CS2.
a TS issue.
Seagood-Mare TS route covers pretty much the same as this, but doesn't cover Reading to Westbury. Has the two quarries and downs down to Weymouth. That might be one for you to check out at some point, Tom.
I don't think I've got that one actually.
Oh, I think it might be his personal route actually. It's maybe not available.
Maybe. Yeah, I definitely haven't got that one. I know I've got the West Somerset. Someone's nicked the wiring.
Yeah, so annoying. There doesn't seem to be anything wrong in the setup of them. It's really buggy.
Oh, it's on UKTS?
Oh, right, okay.
Let's have a look. Dr. Days Junction. What's the next signal doing? Oh, we've got a yellow. We're alright.
Yeah. This one usually seems okay. The one before, I swear the one before was okay at some point, so whether I've done something and messed something up or not, it may well be the
Would have
case
been the
that
first. Would have been the first.
It's the one on the next country that's been the big one, though.
Yeah, my install's very bloated for TS.
So you keep saying every 5 days.
I know.
It's in such a bad way.
It does need reinstalling. Right, is this going to change or not?
Nah, this one's the one that's really problematic. Offer. Keith's still
Oh,
trying.
he's trying his hardest, bless him.
Keith's going for bad top 10% discount on your next purchase. The annoying thing about this is this one signal is the main one that we use in the scenarios. But the one to the right there, look, it works. It says 5 on it.
I've tabbed it and it's worked, so...
Yeah, it tabs it and
check.
it gives you the indication if you tab it. I think Matt's saying what you normally say, Tom.
Oh, is he taking the mic?
I think so.
Couldn't quite tell. While we're out here, actually, I'll just quickly show you the... Got a few new sheds as well down here. Mark's done a bit of reworking around at Barton Hill. Took the doors off as well. Go inside now.
Yeah, we took the doors off the Voyager shed. Evening, Jason.
Evening, Jason.
Dodger, that was Tom that banged his toe, not me, mate.
Didn't you not do it as well?
I did. No, I did.
I did as well.
I did.
I did it the other day
and
it took off my nail off.
I didn't do it as bad as you did.
No, I caught my computer chair Whilst I was bringing the washing in the other day, and I had no like socks on, and I booted my chair by accident, as you do, and yeah, it hurt just a bit.
Just broken toes.
Yeah, literally, as you do. I've been across country HST, and he gets ahead of us. We have to follow him.
Yeah, we follow that all the way to Exeter. See, good. That looks good. We'll put them out that for his other channel.
Drop me that as a message, Mark, so I don't forget.
The ones on the Barton Hill shed don't work now because they're not really. The three on the right have been used as running sheds, but there's really not running sheds. So the ones on the Voyager shed, they had a really bad LOD on them. They were like disappearing and stuff, so we just took them off and just. I think I've mostly seen that shed with the doors open, to be honest. So this is obviously Temple Meads with that old parcel conveyor over the top. So that got taken out around 6 years ago, something like that, when they started to do all the remodelling. So you can get that on the end there, and then we've done the parcel building that used to connect to it as well. And again, with thanks to Barry Price for the split platform signalling that you can see. Now these are just dummy models, and Tom will show you them once he stops. But they're quite a cool little addition.
Yeah, we'll have a good look around here. Pull ourselves down here.
So yeah, the main thing that's happened at Bristol is getting that parcel bridge back on, really, and then the addition of a lot of new clutter, and also the platform top textures.
Pause the game for a sec.
We do occasionally, Jason, if it's needed. There was one we did use it in somewhere. I can't remember which one it was, but yeah, we do use it if we need to.
Yeah, I think.
Generally speaking.
I think I last used it on the free scenario pack for MML.
So if you go under the canopy, Tom, I can show that signalling thing that was on about.
Yeah, I'll go over there. You can see a bit better, can't you? So yeah, there's the first one. That's the platform 11 one there. I'll let you explain these to me to all the guests because I don't have a clue.
Well, it's the cross that you're looking at, not the platform 11.
There you
go. The local Spurs will have to have a look at that, Matt, because it would be a big job, obviously, to move the track and the station model there. So hopefully they're long enough, to be honest. So yeah, these signal things. So these crosses are actually signals in real life. So they've been taken off nowadays. They're actually replaced by normal signals. Back in the day when the route's set, these were sort of breakers on the platform. So between 11 and 12, between the other platforms across to your right as well, you would get an indication at the gantry before the station, which would say, for instance, on this one, it would say 11. And if it said 11, we wouldn't be able to go past that cross into the 12. And if you did, you'd be obviously basically the same as spadding. You'd have to be torqued past it, or you would get a 12 before the station at that gantry, and then you would get the gantry into the station. The signal into the station, you'd be able to go right through that cross. So that cross is actually a signal. In game, unfortunately, because of the way TS is, they're just dummies. But we wanted to make sure they were in there.
They light up at night, don't they?
Yeah, they light up at night, yeah.
So you'll still be able to see them. The route here is around 2010. Robin, good evening as well. So yeah, there's all sorts of bits and pieces. There's loads of new signs as well that have been done for the station itself, for names. There's all sorts. The new benches are in, the new GWR ones.
Yeah, so the clutter at Temple is essentially completely been replaced, and we do have hopes to do some more bits with it in the service pack. So, in response to you there at the paces, Matt, I think the easiest thing to do there is probably going to be to try and, with the source files, extend the bays inwards a bit. Because if we try and relay them the other way,
should be here.
Oh, I think they have been a bit extended a bit, but I'm not sure. I don't think you can fit a pacer in there though. So what I'm saying there is, if we do it, we'll probably move the platform back to the right a bit more. As Tom's looking at it there, I don't think they've been extended much. Maybe it would fit a pacer.
I've seen 153s, I think, parts in here, like single ones.
Yeah, no, pacers would fit in there. It's just a case of in the sim if they do or not.
Yeah.
But we've got the source models, so perhaps we can
Maybe
knock
move
that
this
back
back a bit.
well, not the wall back because we don't want to have to relay the entire throat of the station because it'll destroy everyone's scenarios.
Yeah, that's it. And then I'd have to go through them all again. I'd probably cry.
And I don't want to destroy the community scenarios either for the
No.
sake of that if we can avoid it. Just fit a 143. Well, we'll have a look. I'm going to send Tom a message now.
Yeah, we'll
Check.
definitely have a look, and we'll run some checks, and we'll put a pacer in there and have a look and see how much it may need to go back by, and if it's something we can do. I mean, Will's got source files, so if he's able to, we can try and accommodate for that. But we'll
The markers
have a look.
depends what markers you mean, Jason. I think there's been changes in various places, and there's been some obviously that haven't changed. So, probably at Temple Meads, probably more or less the same. But yeah, in places where they've had to be changed, they've been changed. One thing I noticed with the original of it was that platform 13 used to just carry on for whatever reasons. That was one of the things we did here.
So I've got some buffers. I'm just going to leave the game running. I'm going to grab a quick drink because my mouth's going to dry up. So I'll be 2 minutes. I'll leave the microphone on, so if there's any questions, do fire away. Mark will be able to answer. I'll be literally about 2 moments.
He does this where it just disappears midstream. But yeah, looking forward to seeing what the chaps there that Ben's tagged come up with for this, because there's a lot of potential with it to see some good scenarios in there. So from here we'll go on to the Bristol to Exeter, which again's had a lot of revamping work done to it. Try and bring it up to a higher standard. Evening Rob's Transport Photography. So which scenario is this? This is the Torbay Flyer, the JT version of the Torbay Flyer scenario for the South Western Expressways to Reading route. Those close to the wooden canopy at Bristol should be canopy bit similar to the colour. Should Reading canopy be rather similar to colour? It could well be right there, balls for you. You could well be right. It may well need some. My criticism too, Will, actually was that it was a bit clean. So it's not something we'll fuss about too much for release version, but it could be something that we'll look at in the patch. It depends. Cheers, Jake. I mean, that is the idea was to try and do that. I mean, we wanted to make sure that it all got the revamp treatment to at least a decent standard. Now, we're not going to sit here and say that it's up to ML standard because that's, you know, a next level sort of thing for us. But just to bring it up to a standard where it's drivable to a, you know, more modern look to it.
I am back, by the way.
Evening, Martin.
Don't want to jump in there while you're trying. Evening, Martin. JB22, good evening as well.
Ben, the reason Ben didn't tag you, mate, is you've told him you're retired, remember?
He publicly tells everyone every week anyway, does White Me, that he's retired.
Probably won't be merged, Jason, I don't think. Well, depends what you mean, merged into other routes, then there's probably no. Will it be extended? Then potentially there is obviously always that chance there.
Got the old little bit of track that runs into the old Bath Road there as well.
Yeah, you know what I mean, Jake. I mean, it's always the way with revamping. Yeah, that's a bit of the old Bath Road.
Love how you've got the old sign that still says "wait for instructions" there.
Well, to be honest, I think that's probably just supposed to say stop.
Was just rather than a stop signal.
Well, we didn't have a. Well, no, I think it just says stop.
Right.
We don't have a stop signal. We just have a stop away instructions.
Right.
I mean, there's not many instructions you can give there. Evening, JB22.
Welcome back, Nigel. Would love a Paddington extension. I think that would be the logical thing to do, wouldn't it, if we was to do something?
Yeah, I've seen a lot of people request Paddington. The Quarries and Paddington are the two sort of most requested we've seen. Yeah, Weymouth has it.
Weymouth's the one that's important. I'd love to see that one. Definitely.
But yeah, that was another reason behind the idea of doing a revamp as well, is because if we do want to extend it in the future, which there's no plans at the minute, but if we did, then you obviously need to make sure that the rest of the route's already up to standard, otherwise you end up going from an old route into a brand new route. It just won't look right. So we wanted to make sure the whole thing was, you know, broadly looking similar.
Speedbird, not a problem. Thank you very much for popping in. We may see you later on. If not, enjoy.
Back in just a sec.
No worries, mate. Yeah, go for it, Ben, if there's something you want to share with us. Hang on a second till Mark comes back. Oh, it's there anyway. Saying I'll keep hold of it. Hang on. Oh, the Newbury sign. What sort of thing do you reckon with that? Mapping error. I think the text too small. I'll pass it on. We'll check on that. I'll get Mark to make a note of it in a second when he comes back. So there's a partial bit somewhere from Dorchester to Weymouth. Is there like partial scenery? Yeah, definitely. I'll have a look at that. It's quite good. See if I can get it running. Could be a bad will if it's small. So when Mark comes back, I'll get him to make a note of that, and we'll get it checked. We're straight through now to Taunton, 44.5 miles, about half hour's drive. Now, not a problem at all, Ben. So we'll get it checked and we'll see what's what. Hopefully the HST ahead of us may have cleared the next section, so we shouldn't have to wait. If I remember correctly, I don't think I had to wait. I think it did change. So Bedminster is the next station. Main work dues at Copthorne. Spent quite a bit of time in Slough when he worked at section 221 Bath Road. Where's my signal? Oh, it's yellow. We're going green. So, one of the ones coming up that's had quite an extensive bit of work is Parcel Street, which is somewhere down here. So Parcel Street's been given a new station, new bridges as well. The cutting, it's all been reworked. So this is quite changed from what you'll have seen in the past when it turns up the train. We've gone green now, so we're alright. We ain't got any worries for signals. Quite an interesting one as well. Actually, no fencing on the back of this in real life. Which I thought was there was a bug originally. Worst food ever at Copperthorpe is a lasagna. Still frozen in the middle. Then they burnt it the second time. We're passing also the Bristol container terminal. So this was added in. This one actually weren't here. So Mark relayed all the track in there, so you can now do scenarios out of that. Quite a short terminal as well. They split the trains up there to go around loop as well.
Sorry, I was here. I just heard about the sign on.
Excellent. Yeah, no worries. Yeah, make note of that.
I actually noticed that myself today when I was driving through there.
It's not the DTG 67, no, it's the JT 67 Advanced with Car Carriers pack. There's two versions of this scenario, Rob. There's the one with the JT one and there's also one with the EP. Get some nice high speed running now. We don't really come into any issues sort of with signals till I think just after Taunton.
Yeah, this is the by far the fastest bit of the run, so you should get a decent spell of up to 100 mile an hour on here. So we're going now into the Flax Bottom cutting, which is a really steep cutting that we go through.
The old station as well in this section, we had a look at this the other week.
Yeah, you got the old station at Flax Bottom, yeah.
So you can see we're on the top section now, which is the Bristol to Exeter line. We're not going into Froome, we're going to be bypassing there. Froome, my god, Froome. Weston-super-Mare. We'll have a little look though, Weston. I can fly across, it's sort of in the same sort of town boundary, so we should be able to see all the stuff there. We'll have a look at the station just to show what Mark's doing around there. And then, of course, we'll down to Taunton. Coglow Junction, so we'll go over the bridge there.
Onto your teeth, your tongue stuck in your mouth then.
Pardon?
Did you get your tongue stuck then, or what?
Oh, I feel like my mouth's just really, really dry. Because I'm not drunk enough.
Should get a drink with you then.
Got one.
All we got then was like a load of slur.
A slur. Here's Flaxboard. This is the old station.
If you try the second link that comes up, hang on. The first link, I don't know if Scott's here, but the first link on that night bot. Did you put the night bot? Or... Hold on, I think it's only one.
I did.
The link on the link on the night bot's wrong. It just gives you nothing. There was two before. The second one worked. The first one doesn't. But you've left it with the first one. It doesn't work.
I think it looks like it's missing the bit at the end, which should say download.
Sounds like a bad time.
Possibly. Probably. Well, it will be. It's me that did it. But hang on. Let me just update it. Without missing the DSD. Yeah, it's missing the download bit then for some reason. There we go, that's updated. I'll put that through anyway. Just so you've got it. That should come through to all channels there, so you've got the right link. Oh, Scott's just put it in as well. I've put it. We've got two links. Have two. Spoil you.
Smooth as always. Well done, Tom.
You what, sorry?
Said smooth as always, mate. Well done.
Always. Scott just beat me to it. Nelson Backwell, I think that is. 34067 Tangmere, good evening. How are we doing?
Yeah, that's why. Helpful. Always we like to try and provide where we can. You know, people have different tastes. Cheers, Tom.
Thank you. Glad to hear you're enjoying. Welsh
Evening,
Jim
Mark.
as well, good evening. We're in sync here. Good evening. Nearly 100.
Yeah, you'll be able to run 100 down to about just past Bedwin.
You're right, mate.
Just past Bridgewater and down towards Cogload area.
What key is it in the external to move between carriages? It is control and left and right arrows on your keyboard. You can't always do it with all stock. Some stock will allow it, some won't.
So, Jason, I would suggest trying it. I don't see why there'd be a major issue with actually getting it to happen. I think it'll work fine, but we will need to do probably quite a lot of shifting stuff about UAI trains and maybe
Station
some
markers
commands.
possibly will be
Yeah,
one.
some of the markers have changed. I don't know. I can't give you a list of exactly what they are, but some have changed.
Definitely Bristol.
But I wouldn't say it'd be impossible. Just might take a bit to actually do it. Some will vary, some will be easier than others, I would suspect.
Darren Carey, just before, thank you very much for the like at Facebook. Good evening. Nearly missed that then. Yatton Station, I believe.
Requirements needed for the route. So, in terms of the actual route, you need the European Asset Pack, European Local Asset Pack, the US Local Asset Pack, and the Academy, which comes installed with TrainSim by default. That's it for the route requirements. Obviously, the scenarios have got a few more requirements, but it's not to the same level as the MML. And there is default scenarios in there that work if you just have the European Asset Pack as well. Cheers, Josh.
Thank you. Thank you. James, yeah, this is a rail tour. So this is the Torbay Flyer, which comes with the route. We're doing the JT67 version of that.
Well, feel free to fire your questions away, Jason. Answer whatever we can.
Happy to help always. Nearly at that magic ton.
You're nearly there. Nearly there. The crane at Bridgewater doesn't work, I don't think. No, I think it's just a stationary one. I remember.
You placed that at Bristol, didn't you, at the yard?
Yeah, I just placed it about outside the shed just so we had something to represent the little crane that went outside one of the running sheds.
Not too far, is it? Will Junction, then it's uphill Junction, and see where it comes back in.
Yep, World Junction coming up first, yeah.
One of the new bridges there as well, the M4?
5.
I'm shocking around this part of the world with motorways. I was only one number off though. Mark,
Well, the M4, basically M4 runs east to west, so it runs from London to Swansea area, I think it is. Cardiff sort of area, and then the M5 is Birmingham to Exeter.
Mark's a lot more travelled around these parts than me.
Burning the midnight oil usually. Made that sound far more suspicious than it is.
Is it?
No, well, I'm just going to the holiday, but it just sounded suspicious the way I said it. At my parents' place, so not my idea. Wish I could afford them.
Quite a busy section at the minute. Quite a few bits passing.
Yeah, it's weird. It's like one of those bits where you sort of pass loads of trains. One of these is an empty stock. I think about one of the 150s.
Yeah. I'll take us for a look around Weston in a second as well when we get a bit more in line with it. Certainly see you've been busy around these parts though, changing things over.
Yeah, it was a bit of a pain in the backside.
I'll be annoyed if they're a crane on Crane Creek. Is it not Cane Creek? Probably so. We're sort of in line. Actually. I would have thought there.
Miss Millie's, I've never heard of that one.
No, I haven't.
Oh, I remember when they were doing the M1 smart motorway. Years of 16 miles of 50 mile an hour. 40 mile an hour in some places. You need to unpause time. You're not loaded the assets in there, mate. It might not load them in properly anyway.
Oh, it's doing it now. Will you put some jobs in the car park?
We've got some jobs in the car park, right?
Oh, some no-gooders. Up to no good.
But yeah, the station here again had the... So
Textures.
with the car parks there, I tried to make sure all the cars were down in the far end of the car park there. So that they're not like at the Von end, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
No, the other one, not that one. Not the station one, the one behind the bridge. Made it so they're all parked like they do in car parks, where they all park at the end where they want to get out.
Well,
Leaving the bottom end for the... yeah, when they can't bother walking, sort jobs, they've got the back end of the car park.
That's it. Doing some drifting in the back corner, do some donuts and that.
Yeah.
Like Fast and Furious. Some more clutter, but all the clutter been replaced in here as well. New station signs as well to bring into line with all the new stations.
Yeah, so there's just been revamped to bring it up to a more decent standard with the signage and everything that's in there.
It's got obviously Benedict's new platform textures on the top there as well for the surface.
Yeah, same for all the Bristol Twixter ones.
Well,
not the same texture, but different textures, but
yeah,
the same idea.
Weston-super-Mare car cruisers was a thing back in the day. Cable trunking, yeah, there's cable trunk in there.
Well, we've got a parking spot, and I don't know if it's your parking spot or not.
There's plenty of empty ones, if not. This is uphill junction. Miles to Taunton, due there about 20 minutes.
Yeah, this is quite a long section. All this is Somerset levels now that we're going on to. So we go through Highbridge in Burnham and Bridgewater before we get to Taunton.
Oh, the trunking goes through the middle.
That may just not have been added in the middle there. In which case
we'll look at.
Added.
Yeah, we'll have a look at that. Mate, no, Mr. Mark.
Noting, you might be noting the typing.
Alright, do you have a specific spot when you did coach driving?
Yeah, was it coaches down the bottom end of the car park? I think you could see from Google.
always forget how long this route is, like from Bristol down to Exeter.
Oh, it's a long way, yeah.
Was it
It's a good long
about
way.
80 miles?
So yeah, about 78, 80 miles, something like that. Certainly a fairly long run. The best bit for me is the bit from Taunton up to Whiteball, and then
Yeah.
vice versa the other direction from Exeter to Whiteball. That's where you've got a lot of challenging driving. Along here it's a bit of a racetrack, it's it's 100 mile an hour.
Oh, we've just touched a ton. Because last time we showed Whiteball Tunnel, it was still sort of like work in progress. Mark was still working on it, so if you can remember what it looked like when we streamed it a couple of weeks ago, when we get there, we'll take that view again at the fences on the track side. HST's still just ahead of us.
Yeah, it's sort of sits in front of you all the way. I mean, it'll obviously be doing exactly the same speed essentially. Well, we're doing just over 100, so we're doing about 110 along here. So it won't be getting far ahead of you, but obviously as we get to Taunton, that sits in Taunton for 3 to 4 minutes. Might be a little bit longer. It sits in there a few minutes, and we obviously catch it up because
I think it goes like
going
a minute
so
before.
fast. Yeah, you cover the ground so fast that you get right behind it. It goes a little bit. Yeah, it goes a couple of minutes in front of us, and then as that goes at Whiteball, obviously it climbs Whiteball a lot faster.
Yeah.
So you get greens all the way at Whiteball, but then it's around Tiverton area where you'll have to be keen on the brakes probably. Which will be interesting for you.
I'm assuming that'll be down to the code of the 67 to work with the RHTTs, whereas obviously the DTG will be a different script. Along with AP stuff.
So our 67 is standalone. It comes with those car carriers as well, as it's been linked in the this has been linked in the chat there. So you get the car carriers in there as well. As the 67, you don't require anything for the loco to work. Scenarios, I can't see what the requirements are on the scenarios, so it would be can't say for those for certain, but certainly the actual loco itself is standalone.
Richard Burnham.
Sounds good there, Rob Powell. Aberdeen Burnham was one where we had to do quite a bit of work to sort of just, bring it up to scratch. Required quite a lot of, because they had some really weird Kuju walls and stuff around it.
You rebuilt the bridge as well over the river, didn't you?
So we tidied it up a bit.
Yeah. New signs again, but yeah. Brings it up to scratch and brings it into line. .5 hours scenario, wow. Is that doing 2 laps of the route?
Enjoy, Jason.
Excellent. Enjoy. Thank you for joining this evening. Just check your emails, discount code. Are you able to sort that or contact support? I'm a lazy boy to fill out a support form. That's just lazy. I mean, the email went out about a week ago, last week. It might have been the same day we did our last stream, actually.
We check the spam folders and everything, white me. Yeah. Unfortunately, the only way to get around it will be to contact support. We don't have the keys to the keys, I'm afraid. No, there's no flooded level scenario this time. It's a completely different set of scenarios that's been included. All new. To make use of the latest stock and everything that we've got in TS, basically.
There you are, 25th of May it was sent out, yeah, that's Monday. No, last year it was the same day we streamed. Obviously make sure it's the email address that's linked up to the JT account. Obviously make sure it's the right email you was using at the time. Have the station on Bristol to Exeter and South Devon been updated? No, there's no updates on them. No, there's nothing.
Not on the Western Mainline's versions or the original versions. The South Western Expressway stuff's, you know, exclusive to South Western Expressways.
Oh yeah, it was Tramson Depot Day, weren't it? That was fun. Had a smashing time. Miles to Taunton, still doing right as with signals. No issues yet, no yellows as such. Going to Bridgewater. Oh yeah, there's the other 67 set.
Yeah, that's the one from Taunton to Cardiff that you're just passing there. You're bowling yourself out there, mate.
It's alright, got it.
So yeah, we're Bristol. Why can't I say Bridgewater? Bridgewater's obviously had a rework again, just like the other stations have. To just bring the clutter up to scratch and to sort the platform textures to make them a bit better than they were.
Richard Barrett, thank you very much for the sub over at YouTube. Good evening to you. See the weather matches IRL at the minute. Yeah, it's been absolutely glorious. Lovely. Some interesting sign. What's the purple all about?
With exchange.
Oh, you're right, mate. You're a bit tired.
I've been up since 6, so. Well, actually, I went back to bed, didn't I?
Oh, you went back to bed, aye.
Sorry, team.
It's alright. Let you off.
Yeah, West Exchange stuff, that.
Oh, right.
So you got the Parrot Bridge coming up in a second, over the River Parrot. Tabernacle. Yeah, he is white meat. He is.
Got to.
There's actually 2 girder bridges on this route that cross the same river. You've got one on the Castlecary to Taunton section, actually crosses over the same river at Lamport. That's a girder bridge with a weird sort of viaduct with it as well. So that's just one of the custom assets that's been added on this section because we wanted to make sure that this had again the sort of feel that the other parts got with notable landmarks. So there are landmarks even there that you'll know. What's the fire trap area of Taunton? Is that the new? I don't know what that is. Taunton 2010 was a weird sort of thing because you got the areas on the north side of the station were still bereft of anything there really. There was sort of waste ground still where the water tower is. Oh, where the new posh housing, yeah, that's not there in 2010. They're just we're just sort of starting that around 2009-10, and we don't have any building site materials and stuff like that, so it was sensible to just leave it without anything there. Make sure it was looking, you know, in the decrepit sort of state, because it would be more in turn with the rest of the route to do that. But from what I could see on the street views, it seemed as if it got built around that sort of time. Unless the street views ends with
The what?
There's only certain ones, obviously, that you can use. Yeah, even in 2012 they haven't actually built stuff down there. I'm just looking now at the street view. 2012 they were popping up down the far end, but they weren't all the way along, if that makes sense. The south side of Taunton as well, there's some new developments with the wholesale place and I think it's a pet food store. They're in the game on a new industrial estate, and then you've got some waste ground where the cider factory used to be, just south of the station.
There's quite a lot of work really around Taunton. Quite a lot of redevelopment.
Yeah, I mean Taunton was probably the biggest section on this bit that got redone. Because it's an area that's obviously been modified quite a lot in recent years. This is Coglow Junction, obviously. So this is where the line that we left, basically the line that we were on at Westbury. This is that line coming back in. So if we'd been going the opposite way from Westbury, we'd have come in here under this bridge.
Oh, Voyager.
So that's the line direct to Reading, which you can obviously drive in this route as well. Really weird bridge, it's sort of half and half.
Aldi or Lidl? Good evening. Which one are you though? Is it Aldi or Lidl? Which one do you prefer? Aldi all the way.
And they're basically the same.
No, they're not. I find that Lidl's dearer. The new trackside phones.
I think they are in sale.
Oh,
I think they're in the sale that's come with this, and I think they're called something like Track Refuge or something like that.
Trackside Refuge or something like that, yeah.
Pretty sure they are in the sale.
They're not in the route though, because there weren't any on the route at that point.
Yeah, I mean there's other stuff that's been done on the streams is in the CL as well. You've got the houses in the CL.
House is number 37. Camera tripods in.
The fences.
Yeah, the fences are in there as well, the lofts.
And there's quite a lot of other stuff included as well. We've got all new foot crossing signs that are in there.
Yeah, they got
great
last minute, didn't they?
Great to hear that. I said Aldi to Lidl then.
Aldi to Lidl. That's not one. I thought they might be on that crossing.
No, that's a farm crossing, so the occupation crossings don't have that, but the foot crossings are the ones that got the new signs.
There's a foot crossing on the Taunton.
There's one just here somewhere.
Is it this one here?
After the bridge, I think.
Yeah, it's here, I think. No, it's not. It's a farm crossing again.
Yeah, it's the one after the bridge.
Yeah, I'll see if I find one.
I used to love going to that crossing there that you were just at, because that was always good for seeing steam tours leaving Taunton.
That's what they are.
Getting underway. So yeah, we did these crossing signs because we needed a new one. Callum made us like a set of them so that you can have. You're going to I nearly shot with the ADRS then, didn't you?
Yeah, that's what I've missed it.
So yeah, Callum made a set of them so that you don't see the same one at every crossing. He's done, I think there's
some really grubby ones.
4 or 5 variants. I can't remember how many there is. So basically, so you don't see the same crossing at every crossing.
LNER and BR, good evening. Thank you very much for the follow. There's the HST.
Yeah, so you can see on the HSTs on the left. Now just sitting here for a second or so.
Aldi Lidl, I'm not gonna get involved with it. I'm not being ignorant or anything. So I'm just gonna quickly pause for a second and quickly just jump off and upstairs. Just quickly. Josh was like crying, but Katie gone to bed. Just give me a moment in a second. But he just spat his dummy out, quite literally. Where's our marker? We're not on that one. Quite busy. I think the missus have actually had it in. There we go, that'll do us. So a minute as well, we'll have a look at the new the plaque on the bench as well. Just bear with us a moment. I'll leave Mark with you. It'll be literally a moment.
Yeah, we are again just sat listening. Yeah, this scenario goes down to Exeter, yeah, so you can drive this one through to Exeter. Again, the same sort of thing's taking place here. So we'll follow that HST all the way through to Exeter on this scenario, so it'll hold us up a bit as we get a bit further on. One of these Tom breaks where Tom just disappears, but he has no "we'll be back soon" channel sign thing, so I just have to sit here and think of things to say. But yeah, Taunton's got a plaque on it, which sing, yeah, alright then. Sure, that definitely won't go down well.
I'm
I
back,
heard
guys.
noises.
I mean,
He's
I am
back
here.
again.
Sorted. So. No, I don't have a wheat bladder. I was just sorting the little one out. Right, you have the gen for this, Mark. Would you like to just give us a bit of the gen?
With
For the
yeah,
bench,
so the route originally was developed by Peter and Paul Jeans, the original South Western Expressways, and indeed most of this was developed by Peter Jeans and Paul Jeans. Unfortunately, it came to our attention earlier this year that Peter sadly had passed away and was no longer able to complete the route, and that was when we obviously, were able to finish it for them. So we just put a couple of tributes to Peter on Taunton Station because that's the area that they're from, and this, as Peter was a child, when he was a child, this was his favourite place to go. So we put a bench down here and put a little plaque on it for him, just as a little tribute to him. And we've also got a plaque on the station there as well, on the wall.
Where is it?
That we placed as well.
There it is. There's a big one
Just
up
to
there
give
as
a
well.
nod to him, because he worked so hard with Paul, his brother, to get this route anywhere near being done. I mean, we came in when it was more or less done already, and
Yeah.
got on with finishing it off and everything.
But yeah, just nice to have that in there.
So without those guys, we wouldn't have any of it. So
Definitely,
thanks to
no,
them for that.
definitely. They just, I think they just literally finished, aren't they? The run into Reading before we obviously they approached us and we took over and started the work that we did.
Yeah. Yeah, they got in touch. Quite sad, really, but yeah, they got in touch last year, back end of last year, really. Came away with it. So we've got a couple of minutes here. We'll be waiting for that HST to carry on in front of us. As you can see, he's already got the feather to go across, and then he'll be away in front of us.
All sorts of bits of butter, all new bits put in here. New signs again. All the lighting's been redone. New drop down hanger numbers as well. Simulation Games live. Good evening, DJ Dubsy as well. Good evening. Will's screens as well. There's got ones that actually don't have that aren't working as well. So there's ones that have the destination info and ones that don't.
Yeah, well, it'd be nice to obviously get a few more of those put on once at some point.
Special destinations.
Obviously, we can't do one for every single station, so something that we might look to.
They've had a power cut at Taunton.
Yeah.
They're all off. So it's not put 50p in the meter. Simulation Games Live, thank you for the follow as well.
Something probably for a service pack to do extra versions of those.
Yeah, sort of like reflect off what comes off of this station.
Because obviously we had them there saying that we've got stuff going to Swansea and stuff going to Oxford and stuff. People would obviously noticed that it was wrong.
We've got road, we can't go. We've got the right way, but we can't go yet. Evening, Chris.
That was evening, Chris. Yeah, that was Peter and Paul that had decided that, so we obviously respected that. But yeah, we're fully on board with that idea anyway. We'd rather do it in 2010, I think, than modern, just because there's more stocks to do it in. So
that's it. We weren't struggling with these scenarios for finding anything to place. Because if you do it modern, we haven't got a decent IET. That's the main thing, really, the main crux of it. 387 as well. So we'll get the road quite shortly. Coolant dispensers as well.
yeah, well, they were placed sort of. In reality, they were placed quite tactically. They were sort of where the HSTs obviously to pull up down each end of each of the platforms. So you get them at the ends of the platforms where the power cars are put, because that's what they were there for.
A cool little asset, that. Very handy. It's 37025. Thank you very much for the follow.
A lot of text, Jack. Evening.
Evening.
So, did an old version of the route final section should get sent out. There might be some bits on there that need a little bit of work on there.
Finley Junction into Chippenham.
Yeah, Finley Junction to Chippenham. Yeah.
Not quite. There's some more to come with that on the patch. We're going to be doing a service pack quite soon, so there's a little bit more to go in on that little bit there.
Yeah. So there's a little bit of work to go on there. What Jack's saying is it's not been revamped. It wasn't a part of the revamp anyway. It was new, but it's not had the just the consistency with the trees and stuff. Like is what he's saying.
to go over that last little bit and sort it. Rubiku, good evening, thank you very much for the raid. Good evening to everyone. Massive raids. The chat's going
big
mad.
raid.
Good evening to everyone.
Evening to Holland, the Netherlands. Hello,
Aye,
guys.
thank you very much. Hope we're all doing well. We need to keep our eye on these signals, that was only a signal yellow on the left. Eckledy, thank you very much for the follow. It's red at the minute. Just take the power off. Gerber34, thank you for the follow. Good evening to you. So yeah, we're just waiting for this HST to clear ahead.
Hey, you can send one if you want, Jack. I mean, it's certainly something for the patch anyway, so it's entirely up to you, mate.
Busting at COD 78, I think I got that right. Thank you very much for the follow, and F Vessels as well, thank you for the follow. Good evening. Gerben, good evening. Evening, Rubiku. Evening, Gekadi. Raids and follows is what we like. So in this, like the yard area, there's quite a bit of work around here. All the warehouses as well. I think you did all the warehouses down, didn't you, Mark?
Yeah, I've done a lot of stuff down there, yeah.
There's some new assets a little bit further up as well. So the wholesalers, which is like Booker's, if you what is yeah, Booker Wholesale, and also the West Country Feeds as well. That's another one of the customers for the area there on the line side. Oh, NMT. Evening, Rutger. Christian, good evening. Can't see next signal yet. It's about a mile out yet. Hoping it's at least a yellow. Just completed a train sim reinstall. Much more pleasant when you can do it listening to watching your stream. Can you do my TS reinstall for me as well, JB22? I'm desperate. Gotta sort it. Correct there, Jack, yeah. And we've also got an offer as well for the 67 this evening. Can't see a signal, where is it? Gerben, thank you very much for the host. Very kind of you. Evening, Dan. It's going very well now. Oh, we're green, let's go, go, go. Almost to Exeter, 28 miles.
You've been quite close. I think I came out of there a bit slower from Taunton, you know, when I went out there, because I didn't get a yellow at the bottom of white ball. I think I got a green.
Just trying to play with caution. Any normal time I make a right mess up with it. Victory crossing. Working hard, or not working. The 67 offer is on for a week. It's down at $9.99, so it'll go back to full price next week. Just a version of Tom. Oof. Ooh. Vessels, good evening from Bourne in Netherlands. Good evening to you. Hope you're doing well. And again, thank you very much for the follow there. Not a problem, Jack. There. Keep an eye on these signals in this next section. We did have a green there, so we've got a green here as well, so we're alright. Same here, Dan. Same here. I can't wait to see what gets made. I have to keep driving the same 10 scenarios all over and over. I know a lot of these scenarios now. Testing them. Bradford on Tone there as well. Bristol, thank you very much for the like. Facebook, thank you. There's White Ball, then Tiverton, and then down to Exeter. Yeah, I'll have a look, Josh. I'll see if I can spot it.
Yeah, we're coming up towards Warrington in a minute, which is where City Trail back in 1904 did the first official 100 miles an hour. Or first unofficial 100 miles an hour, whichever way you look at it. There's a lot of dispute over it, isn't there? Once you go over the summit, that's where I'll be leaving at that point.
You what?
Once you go over the summit, that's where I'll be leaving at that point.
Okay, no. Oh, you did say it was here till about 9. And some.
Yeah, it's a bit over that now.
Yeah, you'd be right.
If I would accompany you.
Shit.
Yeah, you got the old goods shed where the station used to be there at Warrington. Who knows, Rob? Who knows? I mean, I liked when they did. Yeah. Certainly been a sight to see if it did do 100 down through here. It's quite clear they went pretty fast though, so certainly would have been a bit of a sight. Imagine it on trying to track and everything coming tearing down here. Would have been a bit of a ride as well, I imagine.
I'm sure it'd be fun.
Oh yeah, imagine the noise. I don't know what the actual regular speed of steam was on this section in those days. Obviously it wouldn't have been 95, but I wonder what it was for the expresses.
No worries, then have a good one. Take care.
Yeah, have a good one, Don.
Climbing up now.
Yeah, we're on the steepest bit now, so you see speeds dropping off pretty quick.
Samford. Is it the Samford?
Yeah, that's the in the pub here.
It's loving it. So this is the where was we at? Here, weren't we? So we was here, and I think it had the old fences still in. And work was still in progress on this section, so we sort of sat here and we said, like, pitch this view, and when we come back down here, we'll show you. So this is obviously this white ball, massively changed.
Yeah, this is just a little pulling you can go to. Yeah, it's a good shed. It's still there. Yeah, it's weird.
Cheers, Jack. Oh, what's that? Where's your phone? No worries, Jack. Cheers.
Yeah, see you later, Jack.
The new tunnel mouth there and the hut as well.
Yeah, the tunnel, both ends have been done, so they're not the old portals that we had there. Yeah, the tunnels are summit, yeah. Might still be a few yards off, but it's a lot closer than it probably was before. It's just, in real life, obviously, it's just here, so that's where it is. It's just this side of the tunnel. You got the old paint on the wall there from where there used to be a semaphore as well.
Yeah, I did think that. Like the backing, rather than having the backing board.
Yeah.
Oh, the hut's quite cool. So, 19.5 miles down to Exeter. Tiverton Parkway is not too far away. So again, guys, if you've just joined us recently and wonder what we're doing, we are on South Western Expressways to Reading, which is released today at dinner time. The route is £29.99. If you purchase the original route, or Bristol to Exeter, do check your email codes. It should have been sent out from the 25th of May. You'll have a promotion code which allows you to get the route for £21.99. It's a one-off code, and as far as I'm aware, there's no time limit on use of the code. So yeah, if you have one, just go and have a look. If you can't find it, do check your spam boxes as well.
As I said, I'm going to call it there, so I shall
No problem.
speak to you later, Tom.
Yeah, no worries. I'll drop you a message in a bit.
Yeah. Cheers very much for watching, guys. See you all later.
See you later, Mark.
Bye.
I'm just. Are we on a red? We are on a red. Oh no! Don't be going now. Not as Mark goes. We can't be having any mess ups. Some more break. Chuck some anchors out the window. That'd be right. Oh, it's just gone yellow. We're all right. It's safe. This the HST's most likely just leaving Tiverton. We're just arriving at the station now. Yeah, it's the cross-country HST set is ahead of us. It's just called the balance of it. Stretch, not a problem. Thank you very much. Hope you've enjoyed. Thank you again. Peter's surname was Jeans, so Jeanes. I think it was NS. Double check that. Just make sure I got it right. It's on the manual. Well, just signal. Yeah, Jeanes. It was right. 19.5 miles down to Exeter. 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 19.5 miles down to Exeter Interesting how it's not so slippy now, the train. I mean, earlier when we was leaving the Avon Valley, it was fairly slippy, but on this bit it's pretty much all right. So we're due into Exeter about 12:01, it says on here currently. Although it does say, yeah, I think we're about a minute late. I think that's down to the HST ahead of us. This tour did run late. We've got the book times on the F1 briefing, but we don't quite match them. Tiverton Junction here as well. That's the one, yeah, so it's now got the loops there. All platforms still in sight. Got another custom bridge there. I think that is, no? Is it? No, it's not, that's a TSA one. There's some custom bridges a bit further up, I know that much. Will did a few different motorway ones. Further down. There's about 3 or 4 new motorway and rail bridges that are combined. Pod King UK, all aboard. Good evening. I'm glad to hear you're enjoying it, Ben. Thank you. There's huge scope for different scenarios. Great variety of stuff. King UK, thank you very much for the follow. Very kind of you. Over at the services. Oh, it's a massive self-contained route. It's got 1, 2, 3, 4 routes in one. It's 4 routes, 4 or 5 routes in one. Here's one. This is one of the ones that Will did. It's a huge network. The Class 66 one, I've driven it about 7 times already. No word of a lie, testing, having to keep testing it over and over to sort issues and out and testing. It took me about 7 hours to make. It was not my favourite one to make. Motorway Zone, but not the East Coast Rail Line. No. West Country. So again, this is a 2-hour scenario we've done this evening. Again, we've shown another section. What we'll do next week, we'll start at Exeter, and we'll go all the way back down to Reading. We'll go via the desert, into Carey, Westbury, then via Newbury and everywhere. So the Bing as such is green signals. Tim Fardon, thank you very much for the like. Good evening. So we'll see in a minute. We've got a green signal coming up now. So, because this is green, we'll get this next audible tone. If that was yellow or red, you get a warning sound. So, as such, warning alarm. You have to acknowledge that and then stop or slow down to the appropriate speed if it was yellow. Helen Bradnich. Again, this has got an old station here. Peter, good evening. Thank you for the like. So if you ever need your car doing, nick yourself down to Roger Dodgers, does MOTs, rig up, servicing, but now slide into his DMs. We got the old station there as well. Evening, Pete. Doing very well, thank you. How are you? So by the time we'll do next week's one, we'll have done the whole route, more or less. There's still a little bit from Westbury to Chippenham we'll have to slot in somewhere, but that will come. Tea crumpets. I'm going to have to do myself too. I had a pizza for tea, but it didn't really fill me up. Or some toast or something. So, it's an update and a new product as such. It's the old South Western Expressways is off sale. Anyone that owned that still has that in their account. That has not been taken away from you. This now is an update to the old route, so it's brought it up to the newer standards as much as we can do. All new line side scenery, foliage, loads of custom assets on the original route as well now put in. And then it's an extension as well, so it extends from Pewsey to Reading. It also extends from Bradford Junction, just north of Trowbridge to Chippenham, and then also Bathampton Junction down to Chippenham. So it's a bit of both on that. Not a problem. It is a mouthful. There's a lot to put in there. But yeah, this route now runs on a total new route ID. So we cloned it off the old one, then we did all our stuff to it and all that. First time I was driving, I did miss a few bits and pieces. I mean, I built that one section on the new bit as well, and I was still forgetting stuff. Just exploring. Just stock cannon. All boarded up. Still there though. The sign there as well to point it out. Name for the crossing. In theory, it should still work, JB22, because the assets off the original South Western Expressways are still in this route. We have not changed the location or anything, so it should still work. They're still in the right folders, so you shouldn't have any issues. Not a problem. Let's go to Cowley Bridge Junction. So that's where the Barnstaple line comes in. Also known as the junction that floods a lot as well. Longford Station outside the pub. I like the pub. We'll be going back through there next week. We'll stop at the pub. Got the Cowley Bridge in as well. I think it was originally a Cuju mansion or something. Exeter Riverside as well. So quite a bit of work has been done around here as well, just to bring it all up to scratch around the line side. A couple of new bits as well. There's a new custom asset on the back of the station. I'll show you that as well. Just waiting for the road into platform 4. A little bit earlier. So again as well, for 1 week we have the offer on the Class 67, which the local we're driving this evening. The pack as well comes with the car carrier wagons, so we get the whole pack there for £9.99 for 1 week. Rogues, not a problem. Take it easy and catch up soon. It's just going now. Sure what Mark did around the custom. I know he's done some bits around here. He has reworked a lot of this area. Just tidied it up. Got a new building as well on the back of the station. So this originally was a Cuju warehouse that spanned all around the back. This has now been done as a custom. Cool. Got the mesh and the scaffolding around the back of it. All recluttered as well here. New textures on the platforms as well on the surface there, and I think on the bottoms as well. He was redone as well on this one. So that mesh on the front is one of my favourite parts of that model. You just see the scaffolding sort of poking through it, through the holes. Cool. I can reach St Thomas. You can get down there, yeah. Nothing's been really done down there on the route though, because it's sort of more, if anything, just as a feeder line for AI. As all scenarios end here, not everything stopped over there in terms of services anyway, so it was a bit of a pointless one really. We just left it in as it was for feeder traffic, if you will. But yeah, basically it's for the portal. This is really where the cut-off is. Yeah, it's that's how that one works. It's redone some bits and pieces around here, put the barrow crossings in and stuff like that, and just giving it a good tidy up under here, put all new lighting and assets and bits and pieces in. I hope you've enjoyed it, guys, and for everyone that's purchased so far, thank you very much. And hopefully, if we've changed your mind this evening and you've gone and picked up in the duration that we've been driving, thank you very much, and we hope you enjoy it as much as we've been putting it together. We got there in the end. We finally got there. Thank you very much. And again, don't forget the 67 offer is on till next week as well. We'll be back next Tuesday. We'll be doing another run on the route. We'll be starting off here at Exeter, and then we'll be heading down to Reading, doing a fast service. I think it only stops at one station. I think it only stops at Taunton, and we're all the way through non-stop, which will be quite a nice different run. So have a good one. Enjoy the route. Look forward to seeing your screenshots and everything else there, and look forward to seeing some scenarios as well. Take it easy, enjoy the rest of your week, and hopefully keep the good weather coming. And we'll see you on our next stream. Bye for now, guys.